and I'm gonna fart. Right in your robe.
You know what? It was very feminine, though. It was a feminine fart.
As toots go, it was a very girly toot.
Pooty
Right.
poot.
Poot poot and the toot toot. Poot gate. All right. Welcome to another installment of Story Time with Gena. Are we recording?
Oh, yeah, we recorded the part where you just farted at the beginning of the
Was
podcast.
that on there?
Oh, yeah, so I am not editing this podcast at all.
Excellent. I would not expect you to.
Your pork chop made you gassy.
The pork chop did make me gassy. Yeah, it was like a 2-inch thick pork chop of tootin' fun.
We're outside just having a chat and a smoke. I don't smoke, but
You observed.
Gena likes to occasionally have a death stick,
Yes.
a fag. And
Gena keeps a few fags around just for fun.
and so she's like, hold on, I gotta fart, and walks over, like, politely steps, literally maybe 2.5 steps away.
Max.
And then proceeds to Affleck the shit out of my parking lot.
You know
It
what?
happened.
It was almost offensive because, like, it's one thing to lift a leg. She squatted.
She did.
She lowered her height by a full foot and then unloaded on us.
And she's wearing, like, this outfit that's barely any clothing at all. And, I mean, so you could see the clothing, the sheer clothing, wisping in the back. That's maybe the funniest thing that ever happened. My grandfather, when I was probably about 6 or 7, 8 maybe, was sitting out on the back porch in a lounge chair, and the tag to the lounge chair was directly beneath his asshole. And he let one rip that was so monumental that waved that little tag like you would not believe.
It was a white flag.
Right, it was
I
surrendering.
surrender.
Oh my God, to this day I have that mental image, and I have never seen, when I told him that had happened, what I had seen, I have never seen a man laugh so hard.
That'd have made a hell of a eulogy.
Oh my God, that is going
And
in.
there was that one time me and Papa were on the back deck.
And he farted really loud.
He made himself act like Thor, the god of thunder.
So,
Yes.
welcome back to Storytime with Gena. We've missed
I
you.
did miss you so much. So what did you record without me?
We didn't record any story times with Gena, but we did get a couple of requests of where were you, and I just said you were on vacation.
Well,
She's in a FEMA camp.
I didn't say in what way she was on vacation, Greg.
Uh-huh.
I hear you guys thought that I quit because I disabled my Facebook. Is that right?
The last time you were here, I don't think it wasn't on air, but you left some uncertainty about many things.
Go figure.
There was some uncertainty when you left, like, should we let her go home alone? Should we call someone? Is she going to be okay? And the answer to all those were no, but we didn't do anything about it.
That's
Way
not
to not
true.
aggress.
That's not true. We knew that she's a strong woman. I mean, the shell was cracked, but the
Yeah.
yolk hadn't spilled out yet.
Yeah.
Amen.
The
Lynn was here last time. What are you talking about? Greg
No,
wasn't
no.
even here when we wrapped up.
No, this was 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
The
No,
first
this-
Syria episode. I
Yeah,
believe.
Lynn was not
Syria
here.
does
It was
get me all kinds of worked up.
Yeah, but it wasn't Syria.
Oh, okay.
No, it wasn't.
Okay, fair enough.
And so you just made a few comments that kind of were like, I'm going off the grid. I'm going out of, I'm just taking a break. Like, I never thought you were quitting, but I kind of thought, like, all right, the next week I'll just kind of leave her be, let her,
And then I disappeared.
And
Poof.
then, this week I was going to say, hey, you got to come back. People are missing Storytime with Gena because you didn't do one the week you were here last week. We didn't do one, obviously. And so this week I was like, listen, come on in. Let's chat. I'm sure things hopefully have worked out after a couple weeks. And
Oh, yeah, a couple weeks is all it takes for shit in my life to work out.
right.
Time heals all wounds.
Right. So you I don't know if you want to talk about everything that's gone on, but
Of course.
okay.
Nah, but no, we won't.
All right.
We'll talk about a lot of things, though, because there's just not enough hours in the day.
Yeah, so
I missed someone's big-ass birthday.
you did. You missed my birthday on Monday.
It was on Monday, which means that this upcoming weekend is the first available weekend since your birthday has transpired.
Oh, that's right. That's why I didn't tell her it was my birthday.
That's
She wants to try and get
right.
me to do things that sinners do.
Yes, that's right. Sinners are taking
Tap your
you
feet
out.
in a courthouse bathroom.
Meaning live like you two.
All right, so Gregory, when are we available to convert our friend here?
Friday evening after 7, I am widely available.
Spangle Bear, Friday evening after 7. What are you doing?
I'm busy.
You're about to be black bagged right out of your plans. What are your plans?
I don't know.
Have you seen
Yeah,
Old School?
you
We're
better
gonna show up
believe
with a
he's
black
busy.
van.
So, Indianapolis, if you are out and about Friday and you would like to be involved in these shenanigans, please get a hold of one of us because we are going to be deflowering the sweet and vulnerable little Christopher
Spangle
Spangle Bear. Spangle Bear's going to get his stripes.
You'll have to come and lift me out of my chair first.
Yeah,
I can
no
handle that.
problem. We got that covered.
You're not allowed to tell.
Yeah, we
only,
got that.
I can handle
Only
that.
110-pound. You know who we should bring? Sweet sheltered Lynn.
Lynn and Maya. I think both of these would be really good additions
Lynn
to our
just
shenanigans.
Lynn, the poor put upon mother, stays at home all day with her children. Her husband comes home.
Somebody find out if she can get a sitter.
She
and
just
we
looks like
will-
she needs some adult time
Oh, wonderful Lynn.
and rum.
Yeah. Yep.
And what's that song that she likes?
that one song.
Did you? I don't think you saw it, but she's like, I might dance with that if I had some rum.
Oh,
This
yeah,
particular
yeah.
song.
Yes.
Like,
yeah, that was in the wall. The
I was
network.
telling her that she should twerk it.
Awesome. As it stands right now, I've got maybe 2 house parties, 1 birthday party. So there are things that I can drag you along to, and I'm definitely taking you out this weekend.
Yay!
You're 30, so it's time to...
He could not be less excited, FYI.
I know. It's going to be so much fun. But I'm going to need you to, Gregory, I'm going to need you to be the straight guy.
Are you implying that I am, in fact, not straight?
No, I'm going to need you to play that role so that I don't end up taking him to nothing but things that would entertain me.
Gotcha.
See what
I
I'm
will
saying?
be your moral compass.
Yeah. Well, we can get him into blue. Anyway,
I'm not going if we're going to Blue.
we don't have to. It's just a thought because I got friends at the door there.
You know how much fun we'd have doing a podcast and watching a documentary together,
Holy
offering real-time
shit.
commentary?
Why haven't we done that?
I know.
Red Garter?
Red Carter. Yes. The first X-rated podcast on the Wall Network.
Yeah, that already has been achieved. Like, hey,
2 weeks after they added me, so all of a sudden...
I'm sorry, have you
like
been on
first
Storytime with Gena?
episode, as soon as I put that episode up, I was sitting there for like 5 minutes, and like there was one person who I have a great deal of amount of respect for them because they are a religious person. They're not like pious or self
John Hagee.
yeah, but they're hey, I'm a faithful person. And like they were like, I'm gonna check this out, and I immediately went to the podcast like 10 minutes after I posted. It was like, not safe for work. Like I put it in the title. I was like, anybody who listens to Weird Libertarians in like church or something,
should not listen to
Storytime
Storytime
with
with Gena
Gena,
in
yeah.
the same rectory. No, it's a poor
because
decision.
like 4 episodes in, it's like, yeah, I had a threesome at 9 years old and lost. It's like, whoa, okay.
Yeah.
My point was...
This show is only meant to be listened to in the dark, alone, with 9-inch nails and a black light flashing.
I think a lot of
closer to God.
Yeah.
I think a lot of perverts listen to this show.
I wouldn't doubt it. I think a
That's
couple
why
of
I love it.
perverts make it, yeah.
That's why I only listen to this show.
A
What'd you
couple
say?
of perverts make it.
I'm one of them, so the 2 of you decide which is
All right.
second.
2 out of 3 people in this room smoke marijuana. And I'm not one of them.
I
You
don't
two.
smoke marijuana. I may be wearing tie-dye, but
1 out of 1 person proudly.
Yeah.
just because I said I was going to pull her string, it does not mean that I'm a pervert.
No, it doesn't. It was actually kind of funny. It was the first time I was like, Spangle made a joke, and it was inappropriate.
Yeah.
Oh, he makes many, many jokes.
All right, well,
They're just about you, so we don't tell you.
There's this great
Story
chat
of
of
my
which you will
life.
never be invited to.
You've blocked yourself from it, so since you left Facebook, you're out of the Weird Libertarians chat.
am I really? Is that how that works?
Well, you're still in there. Like, if you reactivated, you'd still be in there. But while you're gone, we have done nothing but bash women.
Oh,
A
great.
lot.
It's
And
a
porno.
lot like those old basketball video games where Michael Jordan was generic player 83. It just says the 4 of us and then Facebook user with
Yeah.
no picture.
We put a lot of porn in there,
Aw.
so...
So
Well,
pictures
see,
of Rand Paul for
You've got to know that these gentlemen ran amok before I got there, and when they decided to add me to the show, there was some question about whether or not they would add me to their conversation on Facebook because it gets out of control.
And it really doesn't. Like, now that you're in there, it's not even now that you're in there, it's just that it has gone on now for 9 months, maybe like 7 or 8 months. And so, like, we're just out of gas.
You guys were
Yeah.
really well behaved while I was there, but it's funny to me that I go away for like 12 days and
Well, you've only started. Well, no, you. Oh wow, you're in rarefied status. You and Chris Galt have started the only 2 fights in that chat room.
oh,
That is true.
You are the
Yeah.
only 2 that I've never seen him angry before. And wow,
No.
did he get angry at you 2?
Oh yeah. I'm a very, very hard to anger. I am not like I get annoyed easily, but I will not tell you that I'm annoyed at you because I don't want the drama. I try to avoid drama, yet I find myself in it all the time. I don't get angry easily, but when I get angry, I have to apologize a lot.
All that suppressed rage
I'm
comes
just-
to surface.
I'm
I'm like a cookie.
I'm like Larry David. I've learned to apologize well,
Aw.
and I'm okay doing it. You did call me a racist.
I said that the statements made in that paragraph were racist, and we've both agreed that Joe's comments were racist.
Yeah, Joe's a total racist.
That word means nothing anymore.
Yeah, shut up,
everybody's a
racist.
racist if you watch MSNBC.
Yeah. But no, I got mad, and then Galt, I didn't want to get mad at Galt, but at a certain point, it's just like, God damn it, son.
Yeah.
I got mad at Maya the other night. You missed it, and I told Maya to F off. But Maya needed it, and then she blocked me.
Oh, I'm missing all the fights.
I get blocked by Maya.
Twice a week.
Yeah, like Maya.
At least once a month, minimum.
Probably every couple months, but it's like Maya pushes, and like we have an aggressive relationship, like we're like brother and sister, and we fight like crazy because it's funny, but then at a certain point, like you're not being funny, you're just being a total dick to me,
Right.
and I'm going to tell you to F off because you tell me to F off literally every day of my life,
Right.
but when I do it, you block me. That's not cool.
Right.
So
That's awesome.
yeah. So that's what you've missed while you've been gone.
We should also state, so in addition to Spangle Bear's birthday, which is kicking off tomorrow.
Tomorrow evening?
Tomorrow's Friday. I am actually going on vacation next week. So when you guys record next Thursday, I will be in New Orleans, and I will not be on the show.
You go on a lot of vacations.
I do. For someone with no income, I get around.
You don't have a job.
Yeah,
This is the only thing that you do, and is only occasionally
only
that you,
thing I do.
you will show up occasionally.
She raises 2 kids.
Right,
Yeah.
I do this at my leisure. I make people on the side. I write things for that one
She's the
stuff.
perfect little 1950s housewife.
By the way,
Right.
who wrote "I blame Susan B. Anthony"?
that would be I.
I do blame Susan B. Anthony. What are we talking about?
Okay, I posted a picture of your pork chop on the We Are Libertarians Facebook page,
Because
and then
that is newsworthy.
We Are Libertarians comments, "I blame Susan B. Anthony."
No, the point was, where are Chris and Greg's? You're like, why didn't we receive it? I blame Susan B. Anthony. She's a free think. If this was Salem, you would be burned. She's a witch.
I love the way you look at things, Greg. So here's the beauty of it, listeners. I am 12 days into a, at a minimum, month-long detox from Facebook, which if you have not done, you ought to maybe consider.
Yes.
I've actually gotten a lot of that feedback from my friends who are like, and the first few days I was really sad that you were gone and I really missed you, and then I thought about your reasons and I thought, hey, maybe I should too. So a few of my friends might be disabling as well soon, which is kind of interesting to hear. And they weren't nearly as plugged in as I was. I mean, I had it open regularly because I was bored.
And there was the wall chat, which was
The wall chat did definitely
infinitely entertaining.
Yeah. The wall chat definitely kept me busy and on. It gave me more direction when I was there, but I was there all the time. Everybody knew I was there. I was camping. But now I've left camp. Everything's cool. I'm back in the real world. Like it much better. But it's funny to me, 12 days in, to be sitting here on the sofa, still receiving updates from Facebook because it is that prevalent in our culture that I can't even let mine go and be away from it.
Like, is it emailing you?
No, like you were sitting there telling me what people have to say about my pork chop. My
Oh.
pork chop is on my
Facebook.
pork chop. Yeah, exactly. Like my dinner's on Facebook and people are commenting. That's
Well, it's
that's
better
a
than
really funny phenomenon.
You have been tweeting really weird stuff to Greg and I, and
Texting, not tweeting.
Oh,
Not
texting, yeah,
publicly.
Tweeting.
tweeting. You don't really tweet, but
I don't know how.
Yeah.
I'm tweet-tarded.
And so like one night you send me a picture
Retarded, is
of
that-
you sent me your dinner and it had teeth,
Yeah, my dinner did have teeth one night.
and
Yeah.
it was really really gross.
So that was a friend of mine, Albertino, Alberto. His mother,
American.
yes,
Clearly, from around here, I guess.
right. He's a first generation immigrant, and his mother made some sort of magical swine soup where they take like the whole fucking pig and reduce it down to juice. And to be honest with you, not the best thing I've tasted, especially from a Mexican family. I kind of had like different flavor expectations.
You were looking for lime and cilantro.
Right. This was like pig and hominy and some.
Wow, that's very Hoosier.
Right.
Hominy is not known outside of Indiana.
Well, obviously Mexicans have hominy as well, because it was large chunks of hominy and nothing but like dried chili. So I was missing the lime and what have you, and they put like radishes in it, which was just fucking bizarre to me. I was like, I don't know. Anyway, so the long and the short of it is, I went inside to be a good guest and to help clean up and do what I could, since she had made this gigantic meal for everyone, and there was for real a jaw just chilling in this bowl beside the soup.
It was
from
super
where,
gross.
From where, and the teeth of my dinner were sitting right there, and I was like, why don't I have Facebook to tell people that my dinner has teeth?
I can't get over how happy I am you did not send me that picture.
It was really disturbing. I was like, you know what I thought, Greg? When I first saw the picture, guess what my first thought was?
Who did Gena kill?
Right. It was seriously like she got to him. She finally found Mark Zuckerberg and got to him.
It's like in Fried Green Tomatoes, this is the best steak I ever had.
Right.
And it was the cut up body.
Poor Mark Zuckerberg Jr.
Mm-hmm.
And by Mark Zuckerberg, I don't mean Mark Zuckerberg.
But I do.
Yeah.
Entertaining at the least. Yeah, no, high five, Spangle.
Thank you.
That chuckles me.
I was like, she is not okay.
You did it. Get the defense fund ready.
I was like, oh crap, now I gotta testify. Really, like, that's most of my life is, what am I going to have to, whose trial will I have to testify first? Maya's, Emily's, who's Maya's partner, or Gena.
You have surrounded yourself with an exquisite cast of characters.
I know.
if I
Really,
must
both
say.
of us have an amazing little subset of social
You
hierarchy going on here.
you all see one segment of it.
Right.
You should see, you met my boss, and my work life isn't arresting, and then I have my friends from high school, and then I've got libertarian people, like it's like, and I don't consider we are libertarians like libertarian party people anymore, because but
It's a totally different group.
it's just I like bizarre. I like different. I don't like
I think
vanilla.
I specialize in different.
Yeah, I would say so.
I think you specialize in experience.
Oh, fair enough.
You will seek out anything that might be mildly stimulating mentally.
I want to see your Meyer-Briggs evaluation. Have you ever taken that?
FUCK is probably what hers reads.
How does it work? What's a
It's
Meyer-Briggs?
like INTJ or E EMFP.
How much is this going to cost me to
free.
take? Because I'll
It's
do it.
free. I'll send it to you.
All right.
It'll take longer than this, but it's like your personality profile. Like, I am an ENTJ.
An FUCK.
I'm an ENFP.
Right. And like Maya is an INTJ, which is most libertarians. They're very in their head, kind of hostile. Know-it-alls. And I would be interested to see what Gena is.
See, that's another one of those pseudosciences where I guarantee you I will be the exception. Like, that'll
Well, you're a
happen.
libertarian. You wouldn't like to be categorized regardless.
It's true. And as a libertarian, I really rebuke labels better than most. I'll let you call me female some days. The rest of the time, though, we're going to have to talk.
No, I am androgynous woman.
No, I wouldn't let you call me androgynous either, but
There's
it's not like I rebuke one for the other. You damn sure
I
don't
am
call me
just-
male.
Silence.
Spangleberg, get off your Facebook.
I gotta talk to the people.
I know, the people miss you.
He has 5,000 friends on
He's
Facebook.
5,000.
I do.
friends.
I'm patrolling. Most of my life now is managing We Are Libertarians and telling people to be nice to each other.
Be nice. This is a non-aggressive state.
Shut up, Gena.
Aw, be nice, Spangle.
How can I tell people to be nice?
I don't know. Be nice. I'll live by example. It's the only way I know to tell
I
people.
hate you.
See, I prefer contrarian. Tell them to be an absolute dick, and
Go
then
out and
hopefully
be a
they'll
dick.
self-calibrate calibrate to the point they're mildly nice.
Right?
Yeah.
Because they're just rebuking everything that you say.
Like, no, he just
I
told
don't
me to
have
be
to be
mean.
nice.
I don't have to be nice. He's not my mom. Don't tell me what to do.
I did give Maya that advice last night. Like, if people are getting on your nerves, what you ought to do is, like, pretend. Who's like the nicest person?
Joe. Joe is an extremely nice individual.
Be Joe Ruiz. Like, that's awesome. Great idea.
He is infinitely positive in a great way.
Right?
Yep.
In an authentic way, which is pretty rare.
Aww.
Really pisses me off.
I know. We're so cynical.
So, Gena, tell us a story. Tell us of your adventures.
Oh, my adventures since last I was here. I'd have to remember them. I did physical things, which as a Hoosier, well, it's not quite that exciting.
In the pants.
Physical things in the pants. I was wearing shorts, thank you. This weekend I went
Wait a minute, whoa. What?
I was wearing shorts when I did physical things and not pants.
Oh. I thought that was going to be more exciting.
No.
Continue.
So I went climbing this weekend.
Yeah.
Right? And that was actually really exciting. I was climbing like trees and rooftops and
Where?
around. I started
in my secret location that you will never know.
Well, okay, so I started in parks and I ended in Broad Ripple.
Okay, but what parks were you specifically climbing in?
Did you ever find your car?
Yes, I did. The car was where I left it. I climbed in Holiday Park a little bit and a couple other places.
Okay.
So I was climbing trees, primarily in parks.
Was this spurt of the moment and, in fact,
Yes.
individually, or was
Actually,
this a group of people?
I'm going to tell you a secret. I have a secret hard-on for those French building jumper guys who go from, like, balcony to balcony and, like, back handspring and shit.
Like parkour?
Yes.
Yeah.
I knew it had a name.
Hardcore parkour.
Yes. Secretly, I love that. I think that's fucking amazing. But I have no skill or talent or height or, ability to climb. So I went out to climb trees, which I've always been very good at. But jumping from tree to tree is not a very good idea. I'm not Tarzan, as it turns out. And what I discovered is that I am getting old and fat, and I smoke too much. So on Monday, I went and did something physical that involved running for the first time since I was like on a softball team maybe 10 years ago, and I ran from first base or from home plate to first base maybe if I managed to get a hit.
So have you always been a lesbian? Tell me more about this softball team.
No, actually the softball team is where I caught the first husband. Speaking of lesbianism on the softball field,
as known as the prequel.
We call him the baby daddy. We love the baby daddy. The baby daddy and I actually had a really amazing talk.
Really?
Good.
Yeah, we're on really good footing right now.
In the pants?
No, actually the pants kind of like that. That was a new development. I had to give up the magic pants.
I don't
So
know
you're
what
no longer Mormon.
Right, I am no longer
I
Mormon.
don't know what that means.
The magic underpants, like Mitt Romney, can't be shot by bullets.
That and the polygamy thing's down the drain because now I no longer have the physical relationship with the baby daddy that I used to enjoy so liberally and freely.
On the mic, people want to hear this.
Oh, I hope the people heard that because I'm not repeating it. So anyway, this weekend the baby daddy and I had a great talk. He came into the room and it was just like, when I married you, I didn't intend for that to mean that you could never fall in love again, right? And
That's pretty cool.
yeah,
That's
it
a
was
big
genuine.
admission for a guy.
It was coming from a genuine place, and then I had to apologize with him because I had fallen in love again myself without him, and he really took it well. So we got to a really mature adult place where I think that he had been secretly harboring some
Resentment.
animosity.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it might have grown into hostility, but I don't think it. I think it's completely diffused at this point because he just really understood when I broke it down for him, and I was like, look, it's not that I've gone out and acted on anything or actively sought to hurt you or that you're such a terrible person that I've got to get away from you, because that's not the case. Nothing could be further from the truth. Baby daddy's a fucking amazing guy. I mean, amazing. If I had half a fucking brain in my head, I'd stay with baby daddy for the rest of my life. But since that ain't happening...
Yeah.
It's all right. Your brains are smaller. It's science.
Yes. It's all that time in the
That
kitchen.
was an 81-mile-an-hour fastball right over the middle. I was hitting that out of the park
dick.
regardless.
You're such a dick.
You'd see how long it took her to get that?
Whatever. My hamster was on the cheese wheel long before.
So what does that mean?
Right now, it doesn't mean... I mean, it means everything and nothing. It means I'm going through my life without great... Like, it means the elephant is off my chest. The
Right.
weight is lifted. The struggle between the two
Basically
of us.
what you two haven't talked about, but everybody already knew, has been discussed.
I mean, he knew in certain ways, but we'd never really... Like, the biggest problem I have with the baby daddy is that we don't communicate. Like, there are no conversations. They just don't
Right.
happen. He comes to the apartment. We kind of I leave. We go our separate ways. We see each other in crossing 15, 20 minutes at most. And it's
Right.
household. This is what's going on.
Roommates and parenting
Yeah.
partners.
But it's not like I've ever lied to him. It's not like I've ever given him reason to believe otherwise. I've always been very direct with him. But this was the first time that I was able to really, I guess, rationalize that it wasn't so much the end of our marriage as, maybe we entered into marriage with a different set of
Expectations.
thoughts.
Thoughts.
Like, would it occur to you when you asked for Samantha's hand in marriage that you were saying to her, you can never fall in love again?
Yeah, she's not allowed to fall in love with anybody
Right,
else.
See, yeah.
I mean, we have very traditional notions of everything. Like, I'm supposed to take out the trash. So
Oh, for sure.
See,
yeah.
look over there. Guess what's in there?
Oh, yeah, you're sucking at that.
Yeah. But we have very traditional
Even my male
roles.
roommates are supposed to take out the trash. That's just understood.
Oh, wow. That was an admission that gender roles
Oh,
exist.
absolutely.
Right.
Fuck, yeah. Yeah.
Hey,
And I can't call you a woman on certain days?
I'll
Right.
have peanut butter. I'll have peanut butter and jelly.
I am exceptional. I thought we covered this.
Yes.
I'm an exceptional American.
Illogical and hypocritical and exceptional all at the same time.
Consider
I
Greg
am
Vladimir Putin.
Yes.
I gotta say, I'm a pain in the ass. Like, I wouldn't be with me. I don't think.
That's part of the pursuit and the fun.
You think?
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Hi, sweetie.
Aw,
Absolutely.
Samantha Bear.
I'm
My-
sorry, we'll be quiet.
My little sweet
You
pea.
need a
She's
tissue, Samantha Bear.
she's on codeine.
Aw.
She stayed home from work today, and as I was leaving, she goes, "By the way, I got codeine cough syrup.
That's just selfish. Let's get it out here and do some drinking.
Seriously.
Let's get
A
some."
couple Heinekens and a little bit of codeine.
Oh, yeah.
Spoonful of sugar.
Give
Don't
me
worry,
some-
we'll level it out with some blow. It'll be a good time.
Give me some drink.
All right, so Greg brought the party tonight.
All right. So nothing has changed, but at the emotional dynamic,
Yeah,
it's
I
just
guess.
sort of it's free a little bit.
Right. We've got a lot more understanding, I think, and I think that it lifted a weight for him as well too.
Yeah.
And we had some understanding come out of it, but
You wouldn't be crushed by that as a guy?
Oh, it'd be over. There'd be no doubt.
Oh, yeah, I could never. I wouldn't admit it just because I wouldn't offer that satisfaction because I'm
now
that
you're gonna give me a
spiteful.
complex. I thought it was all fixed.
It is fixed. No, it is
No,
fixed. Like,
it's
that
totally
is an
different.
enlightened man that is
Yeah.
able
Yeah.
to admit that.
That is a
Okay.
good man.
Yeah.
I'm a bad man. I will
I'm
murder
a
you.
very
Yeah,
bad
I'm way too
man.
emotionally distant
And then
to
I
give
will-
you that kind of satisfaction.
Then I will tweet the photo and say, "Look, it's my dinner."
My dinner has teeth too.
So does that mean you're still going to stay together, but you're just going to do?
We
Different
haven't. That's
things,
the thing.
or-
Like, we've been separated for 2 years, and then I came back to the house so that we could live as like a family unit for the kids. But until I support myself, I can't change that. Essentially, I have no means by which to support myself. I call this a job, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, but you take care of the kids during the day. I mean,
Yeah.
That's a job.
You're a
Right.
full-time mom. I
We
mean,
had that
that's-
conversation too.
yeah.
He made some joke about basically being my financier or whatever. My
financier. Yeah.
yes,
His
the money
living-
source.
You're
and
his au pair.
Daycare.
right, and I made the reference to being his childcare provider, and it was like, well, we had to acknowledge that we needed each other right now in these circumstances, and I made the joke that I told him sincerely that I hope he falls in love again, and that I was very sorry to have gone ahead and done that without him, and then I said, I hope that when you find her that I've already found a way to support myself. Otherwise, she's going to kick me out of here in a fucking second. And he just laughed.
And then cried.
No. It was, I can't tell you how much closer we are as friends.
Right.
Since we've had that conversation, which is an element of our relationship that I think has been missing for a long time. So it's just really nice to have my friend back, and this second, this added element of understanding and I guess development in this phase in our relationship.
Yeah,
'Cause I know it's hard for a lot of people to understand, especially within my family, because you want to talk about traditional. There are some traditional notions. Now, my mother has been married and divorced 5 times.
Right.
5 solid times, and
How's she feel about a sixth?
You're looking
Granddaughter.
well, I'll tell you, she likes guys named
Granddaughter.
Greg.
7 of her 9 husbands have been named Greg.
Right. Right.
She just goes on findlovewithgreg.com.
So I guess what I'm getting at is that, my first divorce wouldn't be met with that much outrage.
Judgment, yeah.
Except that everybody loves the baby daddy. Like, the baby daddy is the brother I never had, the cousin that my cousins never had, the
stable
grandson.
pillar.
Yeah, the grandson that my grandmother loves. I mean, he would be a hard act for anybody to follow, for sure. And so it's just an interesting element because I know that he will always be a part of my life because he is a part of my family. And so anyone that would begin a relationship with me would have to understand that. And that might be, like, I might have totally effed myself in the foot here because...
trust issues.
I believe it is my prediction that you two will be together at the end of your life.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I will never say never, but...
I think that you...
He's certainly proved that he would be there. He's certainly been a very good friend.
Knowing everything, and the listeners don't know everything.
No, the listeners can't know everything.
There's just not many guys better than him out there.
It's true. He's a very amazing person.
And
I need to state that. I don't know that there's any guy better than him. I just... at this moment, feel that I need to grow in ways that he can't grow with me. As people go, there is no better person than the baby daddy.
He's the checklist partner.
Okay.
Every box is checked.
Every
that
box?
you could ever ask for.
When you're in high school,
paper, the resume candidate.
Yeah.
You're in high school, you go to college, then you go get the job, and then you find the wife in college.
2.5 kids.
You have the kids, you have the dog, and then you wake up and you're 30 and you're miserable.
Well, I mean, it's something like that. It's a lack of drive and a lack of initiative, and he is satisfied to sit home every day. I mean, every day. He never ever. He's as active as Spangle. He never ever goes out, and that doesn't satisfy me right now in this course of my life. And so we find ourselves going separate ways. But it was really interesting because during our conversation this weekend, he basically said, "So what are you going to do? Just go out and go to your art things and your music things and all of that?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to start there because that's what I've been doing. Would you like to come with me?" And he was like, "No, I'm not really into that. That's not my thing." And I was like, "I know. It's why you really shouldn't have lied at the beginning of our relationship and told me that you were." Because it turns out that it's really fucking important when you get down to it. So all guys out there, guys of the world, if you're trying to catch a lady, don't lie about what it is that you like because that matters. When you get down to it in a relationship, it's the ability to spend time with one another and enjoy each other's company, doing something that you can share. And I mean, it's totally okay to pick up someone else's pastime or activity as a hobby that you might like as well, but don't portray yourself to already have these
passions.
Yeah.
That's my exact theory on marriage.
Really?
That's what it is that you should not share the same passions. You should share the same downtimes. When you're just trying to recharge the batteries, when you just want to escape and get away from all the crap you go through, that's when it's the happy marriage, when you can both enjoy the times you're recharging. Yeah,
there's always going to be trade-offs. Like Samantha and I went to a Lady Gaga tribute concert, and
still funny.
Did I want to go? No, but I went because she had a blast, and because she had fun, I had fun. Right. And then on the opposite end, she's gone to many political events with me, and I know that she hates it and it's miserable.
I hate it too.
Happy. Yeah, I mean there's trade-offs on that, but the fact is like when we're together, she makes me laugh all the time, you know. So
yeah.
There's always the kind of like she's not political. I'm very political, obviously. Well, what do you two talk about? It's like 50% of it's maybe the cats, but it's funny.
Right.
That's how you recharge, man. You
right.
gotta unplug, and if you are miserable while you're unplugging, and I think that's when people get unhappy, personally.
Mm.
That or when they have to hold in their farts.
Yeah, no, you can't.
So Gena is very happy.
I'm a happy free farting lady.
She never holds in a fart.
Most of the time. There have been times when I've really wanted to just drop that revenge fart and couldn't. That bothers me when I get to that point.
A revenge fart.
Oh, Spangles do one hell of a revenge fart after that 1 week. Don't you remember that week when he basically gassed us all out of here?
No, that wasn't me. That was the cats.
Yeah.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
All right.
That was
Remember,
not
I got
me.
in trouble for saying that his hairy pussy farted. And everyone goes, "That's the most offensive thing you've ever said on this podcast." And I was like, "Really? It's not that bad."
It's not that bad.
No, this is a small apartment, and when the cats take a dump, we all know it.
Yeah, man, whatever that was just like toxic.
But Gina, in all reality, you
Yes.
peed on a bush outside his apartment complex right by the window.
That happened.
I'm so horrified by your farts.
Yeah, I mean,
Let me go urinate
Hey.
outside.
Nobody gasped for air because of my piss.
it's gonna attract deers because of the salt.
I've had 14 bears outside of my window.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Aw.
You know how many nights I've been woken up by Putin wrestling them outside my window?
Yes, he wrestles the
Putin Gate all
bears.
over again.
Oh, my.
So I'm trying to think of things that I've done that I can like share with the class. I'm going back to New Orleans, which is exciting. Got to go pick up my truck. I told you guys the truck was stolen last time I was down there.
And they found it, huh?
Yeah, so the truck was used in a home burglary. They found it idling in the middle of the street when they responded. Okay, so I guess the homeowner came home while the burglar was on the second floor. The burglar jumps out the second-story window, takes off running, leaves my truck idling in the middle of the street. They call the police. The police respond, find my truck, impound it. Insurance finds out about it, yada, yada. They've been repairing it this entire time, so that was May. It's been in the shop. Now it's finally ready for me to go pick it up. I got to fly down, one-way ticket on Wednesday, and I'm going to stay probably 5 or 6 days and drive back. So I'm really looking forward to it this time. I am taking the baby, but
Wow, that's going to be a different New Orleans experience.
Oh, I had the baby last time too. Because
Did you go out at all?
No, that's what I'm saying. That whole time I was in New Orleans, I never stepped foot in a bar. I went down and saw the river. I went to Lake Pontchartrain. I had
Did you go to the
crawfish.
the Latin Quarter or the French Quarter?
Yeah, we were staying in the Marigny, so we were
Oh, yeah.
right there by the.
I love New Orleans.
Yeah.
I like it better than Vegas.
Yeah, I might too, just because it's of the southern charm. I really enjoy Vegas. Like, I like the shit out of some Vegas, Greg. Don't get me wrong, but just from the non-party element of New Orleans that I was able to take in, I can see where it would have more value as a city than Vegas does.
See, because, I mean, you go to Vegas, I feel like that... Here's why I think Vegas exists. It's everyone's chance to indulge in the Hollywood lifestyle. Everything's fake.
Yeah.
Everything is a bit larger than
Entirely
life.
superficial.
You feel like you're in a movie the entire time you're there.
Yeah, you kind of do.
You know, you
I
go
can
to
see
New
that.
Orleans, it is so authentic, original, and real.
Yeah.
And it's an absolute blast. I have an absolute blast. Like Mardi Gras, I've been 2 years. It was awesome both times.
I got a place to stay in the Marigny during Mardi Gras.
There we go.
How crazy is that?
February, I'm in.
I've watched Treme on HBO, and that's about as close as I've ever gotten.
No, but that show captures the grit of New Orleans.
I love that show. Like, I love the whole vibe. Like, I would totally move to St. Augustine, Florida, where my grandparents currently live. Like, I want to retire in St. Augustine and drive one of the little historical trains. But, like, until then, I want to move to New Orleans. Like, it just seems like it's so much fun.
There is no more libertarian city on earth than New Orleans.
Yeah.
Politically, though, it's a really interesting scenario. They say there are some claims that certain assassination efforts originated out of New Orleans.
Well, they're under the Napoleonic Code too.
Right, like the
That's
JF.
What does that mean?
No, they don't practice English common law.
I mean, it's tradition to assassinate people. In
No,
the
their
Napoleonic Code.
laws.
No, I'm saying their laws are different than every other state in the United States.
Right.
They
Right.
operate under a totally different legal system than we do.
But when I say assassination, I'm talking like JFK. Like there
Yeah.
are schools of thought that indicate that it was like a governor or something that was living down in New Orleans that orchestrated the hit on Kennedy.
Wow. Now, yeah, like Huey Long, really interesting political figure. He was assassinated in the Capitol building. I love the music. Like, that's my go-to Pandora channel is New Orleans jazz, and I'm kind of
really?
put in all kinds of cool bands like Kermit Ruffins that I've been exposed to through Treme. I would love to go and just live there. I mean, it seems like
I
it's
don't know that
just
I'd
sort
live
of-
there.
It just seems bizarre, you know?
Yeah.
Interesting and bizarre and hot.
It's an interesting phenomenon because it's a big city with a small town vibe. Like, you might not know it as a tourist, but that entire city is a network. Every motherfucker in that city knows every other motherfucker, and I mean down from the homeless guy to the barber. And I know because I hung out with the homeless guys and I watched the network form around me. So that's going to be really interesting when I go back down there too, because I have an informal subset of friends, if you will. I really took a shine to this one gentleman who lived down there who had a really amazing background. And I won't go into details, but
That is what New Orleans has.
Yeah.
It is where the characters have assembled in
Yeah.
in a world without many characters anymore. That is where they seem to originate from.
well, it's a
or
good place
go
to get lost if you're a character with a history that doesn't necessarily want to be found. It's a good place to find yourself if you're a character who's developing. One of my friends that I met down there, though, has a really awesome, interesting, checkered, shady past. And
Shocking.
at this point in his life, though, he was struggling with an addiction problem, and I didn't know it initially when I got there and befriended him. But by the time that I left, he confided to me that he had basically a deadly addiction that was killing him slowly. And when I left, my best friend moved down there into a really close proximity with him and kind of kept in touch with him. And it was interesting to me because when I arrived, he had basically given up on life. Literally. Like, he was waiting for the heart attack that would take him. He was waiting for the medical whatever development that was going to do away with him, and he was dying slowly. And once I got there, he took a shine to me, bless his heart. He really thought we were going to develop something romantically, which we weren't. But at the same time, now he has a girlfriend. Now he, I can't wait to meet her. I'm not going to pass judgment. How's that sound? But I am certain that she's an interesting person because there is just no way.
There are no uninteresting people in New Orleans.
Exactly.
It's impossible.
Exactly. Well, I guess my friend was able to get through to the guy that. All right. So I guess the friend that moved from Indiana was able to really get through to the guy that I met in New Orleans, and he kind of shook him, and he was like, You go back there and you have this wonderful apartment which is furnished by this amazing organization. If you aren't going to do something good with your life besides waiting to die, you need to give that opportunity to someone else. And I think it really woke him up. And I can't wait to go down and see what he's up to now, because I would like to see what the renewed sense of this man is. Because, I mean, he was literally crack piping his way one step at a time into the grave when I first met him, and I just hope that I have high hopes for him not to be doing that again.
Well, that's a tough thing to confront. Does your life have meaning? Was your purpose a contribution or irrelevant? That's what turns a lot of people's lives around.
There's a contribution there. I mean, in his heyday, Greg, we'll swap stories off air. In his heyday, believe me, there were things. There were things that were affected on a major impact because this guy lived. But I think that he kind of lost his way. And I know Katrina really fucked up the whole region. And it definitely dealt him a heavy hand.
Yeah.
So.
I tend to think Katrina was horrible. But I think it's interesting. I think a little bit of Katrina exposed the raw nerve that is New Orleans.
Oh, that's a very, very valid point, because there was decay evident in New Orleans, but it's been allowed to fester.
It is our most European city, for sure. There is there's a little bit of a financial center. It's a large shipping area, but it prides itself on its culture, much like most European
Well, the
major
culture down there
cities.
is just one of a kind.
Oh, there's nothing like it in the United States. Charleston would be the second closest thing.
Yeah,
It doesn't rival New Orleans.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, like, originally Charleston was the European city in the United States.
And even beyond the European element, like the Creoles are so different. I mean, it's so... Like, you can say the Creoles speak French, but they don't.
No, they're French rednecks.
Yeah, like, there is no place on the planet that I can think of that is anything like New Orleans.
They're kind of like Hoosiers.
Sort of.
Yep, a little bit.
You got a little backwoods element going on.
Yeah, you got the
there.
backwoods, but then they're still very
But there's that
adherent
southern
to their
proper.
roots.
Yeah. It's an interesting place to visit, and I really can't wait. There's a place called the Country Club that I know I'm going. We've got a sitter lined up for at least one day. And the Country Club is a bar and club that has a swimming pool, a hot tub, and a sauna. And I can't fucking wait to swim up in my hot tub to my drinks. That's the Las Vegas is the only other place where I can swim up to my blackjack table, get my shrimp cocktail, and say, "Hit me."
That's not true. I'll hit you right now, and I'll build a pool.
But I won't tip you. So I'm really looking forward to that because I miss it. You know, I miss the sheer luxury items that are just ridiculous that you get to play with on vacation.
So she's a gold digger. Kanye West wrote a song about you.
How am I a gold digger? You tell me whose money
kidding.
I'm taking to do it.
I'm just kidding. You said you enjoy the luxury items. So it's
I do, but I enjoy the luxury items on vacation.
yeah.
The
who
thought
doesn't?
of me being a gold digger makes me laugh because I've taken I won't let you buy me a drink unless we've been married for 4 years.
That's not true. I bought you 2 drinks on the night we met at the Libertarian
That
Convention.
is true.
And
That
you
was
breastfed
politics,
at the
and
table.
that's completely different.
Not true. I was not a member of the LPIN at that time.
I didn't know that. All I knew is that I was at the LPIN, and you were like, "Let me buy you a drink, lady," and I was like, "Acceptable."
No, I was like, this girl is trying to. She brought a damn kid to a party that she doesn't get to indulge in at all, and I was like, I'll be nice. I tried. It was actually for Spangle. I was trying to seduce him, but it didn't work out so well.
Oh, you.
Stop it.
Aw. So that's my excitement. Yeah, I'm going to New Orleans. I ran for the first time in fucking decade. By the way, I suggest that you run, particularly if you smoke, Mr. Lins.
I do 4 a day. 4 cigarettes a day.
That's not bad. I started with 2 cigarettes a day, and there have been times in the past year when I've been a pack-a-day smoker, and that's not me. But...
Oh, I've done 4 a day for like 6 years.
Oh, honey, I'm talking like 12 years solid, at least. Well, no, wait. Spangle, when do you think Gena smoked her first cigarette?
6.
You were exactly goddamn right. But I have regularly smoked since I was in high school. So 17 years now. I've been a regular smoker at 2 or 3 cigarettes a day. But there have been times when I had a little heavier habit. I say that because I can hear in my chest a difference.
Yeah, there's getting to be a little smoker's cough there.
Yeah, it's a little sexy. No, it's not.
Listen to the podcast. A little phlegmy.
A little phlegmy, a little production, a little productivity.
I just want you to be healthy.
Right.
Not hand me another Big Mac.
So the reason that I'm saying this is because I'm going to make you come join my X League where we run and do things. Bowling? I don't know. What are we going to do?
Shit ain't happening.
No.
You guys have to get up and do things. Come on.
I work at it.
You work out?
Yeah, I've lost like 45 pounds since I started on this
Do
podcast.
you lift, bro?
I don't lift.
Do you run, bro?
Yeah, I do the elliptical.
Yeah, I do too. The
Every day at lunch,
non-impact. Yeah, most people don't know this. I had an accident when I was out in California.
She pooped her pants.
No, a car accident.
Never trust a fart, Greg.
Never trust a fart and never waste a heart on. Those are the 2 rules to life.
All right. Deal. I will never waste a heart on. So I had 2 car accidents out in California, and one of them really fucked up my knee. And they told me that if I didn't have the surgery, I might never walk again. And I didn't have the surgery and ended up teaching dance. So
Did Benny Hinn tap you on the forehead?
No, actually,
That
no.
would've been a
Nothing
great
that
story.
exciting. No. I was just sheer will and determination.
It was God's will, Gena.
Right. So the elliptical, though, is my friend, is what I was getting at, and running is kind of a pain in my ass, but I do it anyway. Oh. This head cold's really getting to me. I don't know if you guys can hear it. I'm like, wine. How long have we been recording?
Wine?
Yeah.
You need wine?
Well, no, I'm whining, but
Oh,
yes,
okay.
I could use some wine.
48 minutes.
48 minutes? That's a pretty good length.
That's what she said.
Oh.
Yeah. Air high five.
Fuck you both for getting laid.
Yeah, right. I'm married.
Yeah.
I'm not angry.
I'm not angry. My cheese wheel's happy.
What does that even mean?
I should not have said that
Cheese
earlier
wheel
because
is my
that's so
new
going to
favorite.
stick.
Oh, the new favorite phrase of the week. So my downstairs neighbor, I love him. He's adorable. He's not much younger than me, but his naivete really just endears him as like my teenage neighbor friend. And he's had a really amazing journey through life, but he came up to tell me this story the other day, and this quote was just so fucking amazing that like everybody in the room was like stopped everything, turned to him, and we were all like, I am using that. And so he was telling us about this roommate situation that he had where it was really tense and it was awful and they stole all of his stuff, and he was trying to be like non-aggressive because he's kind of a neo-hippie, and he was like,
is that the phrase now?
It is now. And he goes,
Neo-hippie.
he turns to me and he's, well, chicken hippie is another good one too. So he turns to
hippie.
No,
chicken
Neo, post the hippie era, but is still stuck in the past, even though he has absolutely no ties to that past culture.
Yeah, okay.
I thought we called
Neo-chicken
those
hippie.
hipsters.
No, those are different people altogether.
No, they just smell like
those
the
are the
beans
bicycles
and are really odd and like the
and the
Abbott brothers.
mustaches and the tight jeans.
They
So
like
anyway,
the
are you going to hear
Abbott
the phrase? Because it's amazing.
Let's hear it.
Okay.
So there was the shitty roommate who was stealing all of his things, and he comes back in and he's like, listen, bruh, I can tolerate you doing X, Y, and Z, but with A, B, and C happening, yo, I'm Gandhi. I'm Gandhi. That's it. I was totally rolling. I was like, I'm using that every fucking opportunity I get.
It's time to get you on Facebook again.
Huh.
Peace, hippie.
Time to
I'm
plug back
Gandhi.
into the Matrix, Gena.
Why? Because
You have lost all sense of humor.
Cool story, bro.
that's fucking funny.
Did you find $5 afterwards?
I found $10 at the
$10.
club.
Okay, so I guess the story was worthwhile.
I'm sorry.
God damn it.
It's not that it wasn't funny. It's just dead silence after that.
Oh
I hate
yeah.
you guys.
I hate you guys. You're never coming back on this podcast
Never
again.
can play you again.
I quit this
Pick up
podcast.
a microphone. I'm going home.
No, you're not. That's mine.
Oh, fine. Details and semantics.
Semantics?
Semantics.
Something about schemes and semantics mixed together.
Connectivity. I don't know. Why do you play with me, Greg, if you're going to just tear down all of my funny jokes about Indian peace leaders?
I never made fun of you.
You
One,
did.
Gandhi
You
was a
make
false
fun of
hope.
her all the time.
I never make fun of Gena. I do nothing but support Gena and I'm a
Nobody
good
loves
friend.
me. Everybody hates me. I guess I'll go eat worms. Okay, first of all, I should tell the audience, both of these motherfuckers are sitting here on Facebook, thumb scrolling.
Not true. I was checking a work email.
A
No,
work
I'm-
email.
You know,
Spankle Bear is full blown in the Matrix. He
Yeah,
does not
he
even
is.
know
He
what
has
knows.
unzoned. I think when we started talking about New Orleans, that's when he unplugged.
He was like, "Oh, New Orleans, great."
He's very Cyrus in the Matrix.
there was a great video that I was watching of this dude who wakes up from surgery and sees his wife for the first time. And I was watching that. He's like, "Are you a model?"
Aw.
Have you seen that video?
No.
Oh, yeah, you wouldn't because you're not on Facebook.
Nope.
I will show you afterwards. It's one of the funniest things ever.
I got a movie Actually, I rented 2 movies this week because, not Facebooking. I have all of this extra time.
You know, if I just, there are so many times where I'm jealous of you because I have to do Facebook for work, and it's such an essential tool to drive things.
to build your empire.
I just,
Napoleon Spangle.
I'm really at a point where I hate it. I hate Facebook. It's just a time suck. It's annoying. All it does is cause fights. It's just like, I'm out, bro.
I'm out, brah. I'm Gandhi, brah.
I'm out. I'm Gandhi, brah.
Peace, brah.
Would it be like, so I got
This
to
show
get out
got
of it.
very Creighton. The word bra has
Bra.
appeared more than a Victoria's Secret
Listen,
commercial.
brah, you're not going to use the spreadsheet that way, brah. I'm going to use the spreadsheet this way, brah.
Oh, you called him out. Now he's
You got
got
a
to listen.
spreadsheet, brah?
Oh, he got into a serious brogument
He had a brogument. He had a bro off with a spreadsheet.
with a boss, and they both had beards, and it was solid, bruh.
It was a solid beard off.
They're like, bring it in, brah.
I feel like I'd love to tell
Hug this
this
bitch out.
the story of Creighton's new love interest, but I feel like I would be violating.
Yeah, can't.
Yeah,
Really? I want to know.
Tell you off air.
it will be
All
off
right.
air.
We don't
Sorry,
even know if-
Storytime listeners.
Yeah, we don't know if it's on. We don't know if it's off.
We do know this. We do know that his sales pitch, or I guess quote unquote elevator pitch to get this girl's attention, was the speech by the president in Independence Day. The real untold story is that
If that
she
doesn't wet her
reacted like
panties.
Randy Quaid. I'm a pilot. I'm back.
All right, we got to stop there because
All
that's
right.
too good.
I love you guys. Thanks for listening. I'm sorry if we rambled about everything and nothing. Should we put in anything of substance? I feel like we just...
No, please, I needed this.
All right, awesome.
It's very meta.
Yeah.
Very meta.
I needed a good laugh.
I'm glad that I could...
A great show.
Yes. What Spangle said.
Yeah, if you ever need ideas on where to go in New Orleans, please email editor We Are Libertarians. That is Spangle's email because he was so passionately engaged in our New Orleans discussion.
Yes.
That surely he will point you in the right direction.
It was
absolutely
engaging. It was thrilling. I laughed. I cried, but the ending left me cold.
I will say this though. I stumbled into a brand new restaurant when I was down there that really struck a nerve with me. And it's
Hooters?
No, it was called
Tilted Guilt?
Oh, fuck you. It was called
Rick's Cabaret?
Yes, these things were all in New Orleans, and they struck a rib with me. Well done, Spangle.
I thought it was a chord.
Whatever.
She owes us a rib, not a cord.
I'm going to strike a chord on your face in a second.
You owe it to the listeners, cord or rib. Which did you strike?
No, she owes us a rib, not a cord.
Oh. Yeah, give me my
rib.
rib.
Is that what
That's how you were made. God took a rib from Adam.
I was going to tell you a story about movies. Fuck you guys. I rented 2 movies this week.
Yeah. What
Yeah,
movies?
I got one. It was Beast of the Southern Wild, which I love. My name's Hush Puppy, and I live in the bathtub with my daddy. If you haven't seen that, you need to see that. It's a wonderful movie.
Sounds very Kentucky. Go on.
No, it's actually New Orleans. I guess the Bayou, somewhere down in Louisiana. The second one, though, I was stunned, and not stunned, but I chose a title that looked like it was going to be interesting. So it looked like it was something along the lines of that Keanu Reeves demon slaying
Constantine.
Yes, it looked like it was along the lines of Constantine, but it had a female character, right? And I'm like, sweet. I get it home, and it's like some made for church, like pseudo new international version.
It's a reimagining of Mary Magdalene as Tony Stark.
Yeah, no, it was called Book of Esther or something. Or it was called Esther, but it was about the Book of Esther. And the fucking photograph on the front really made it look like it was a like I'm saying, a Constantine type film. But no, it was like...
I'm going to ask you this, and I mean this seriously.
VeggieTales.
Is the Book of Esther a book of the Bible or not?
I do not know. I would not
Spangle?
know.
What?
Is the Book of Esther in the Bible or not? Are you familiar?
It's in the Bible. No.
It would have to be the Old
Yes, it is.
Testament.
It's in the Old Testament.
Yeah.
It is. It's in the Older Testament.
It sounds like a book that would not be included in the Bible, like the Book of James or...
Right, because it's got a vagina. That's true.
Yeah.
Woman power would be very unlikely
The
since
point
they voted on
I'm getting
which
at,
books were in
though, is
there.
that the production quality was so low. Like, so incredibly low that the wig in the first scene almost made me turn it off. But I did sit through it, and I'm proud of me, even though I anticipated it being garbage. And I was not too far off. I mean, it had some value. It's not like it was a worthless production. I sat through a very biblical entertainment thing, which is a big deal for me, because ever since the VeggieTales lost their hairbrush, that was the last time I gave a fuck about what the church had to say about anything media-wise.
The VeggieTales made you lose your faith?
No, the VeggieTales are the one thing that kept me clinging.
Oh, okay.
Like
All
the
right.
thread of faith that I allow.
They have street cred. The VeggieTales characters.
All I'm saying is look up the Cebu song, and if it's not stuck in your head for a month with a smile on your face, then you're retarded, and I'm sorry. This is a song about Cebu.
I love how she just throws around the word retarded, but she's supposed to be the socially sensitive creature.
Right.
I will be honest. I've told you guys I have a problem with the word retarded. I am not supposed to use it. I know I'm not supposed to use it, so in Tourette's, I use it liberally.
It is totally one of those words that in high school, fag...
Yeah.
Fag.
I would beat your ass over fag in
gay,
high school.
fag, and faggot. Not really faggot, but just gay, fag, and retarded I used all the time. And I don't ever use, I don't ever call anybody gay. I don't ever call anybody a fag, except...
I do if they prefer to be called that rather than homosexual.
No,
That's about it.
I still don't. I mean, I'll listen to them call each other fags, and sometimes I'll hit them if they bother me.
Like, retarded is one of those words that it's so easy.
I know. I've got to stop. I don't even remember why I use the word retarded.
You're so socially liberal, but then you throw out, like, the IRAF.
I do rap.
I rap.
But it's
Because
funny.
Japanese have never been persecuted in the United States
Yeah.
or anything.
They have, but it's a Japanese girl that got me using it.
So that makes it okay because you have a
Nope,
Japanese
it
friend?
just makes me laugh. I'm not saying it's okay.
I can talk like Paula Deen because I have a black friend? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
No.
my best friend's
I mean,
black.
you can, just don't have a career. Or expect to keep it.
By the way, did you see that guy came out and said that he lied about everything?
Yep.
What?
Oh,
guy?
yeah.
No, tell me. I missed
Yeah,
it.
that's the long and short of it. He came out, he said he feels
Who's the
bad.
guy?
He falsified the story.
Yep, he made it
Got
up.
fed it to the press.
She's lost all of her empire over a lie.
Mm-hmm.
That the deposition didn't happen, or the
He lied under oath.
Yeah, he lied under oath, committed perjury.
But what was it that he said that negates what she said? I
That-
guess.
She was abusive and called him the N-word and made racist jokes and was just all around a general racist.
Okay. Well, good for her then.
That's what you get
I'm glad
for
that
rebuking the tyrant Lincoln. You get branded that the rest of your life. I've been saying it. States' rights. Spangle tells me it's a war of northern aggression.
The South
Listen here.
will rise again.
It's a great... the Union will has its way of... its point of view, but once again, it's just a war of northern aggression.
Now run along and get me a mint
No.
julep.
See, now all of this could be spoken on a veranda in New Orleans.
Oh, yeah.
Matter of fact, it could be... I can listen to it next week in a hot tub sipping a ginger mint julep.
Manolo, bring me my cigar.
It's happening. So I asked my friend.
It's happening.
Apparently, this club is clothing optional, and you guys know my proclivity for nudity.
No, I know your proclivity for foam parties where people pee on the floor and you love to dance. That's all I know.
Okay, really quick, since you brought up the foam party, that party I was at with the listener honestly thought that I pissed in the foam. That is not what happened, listeners.
Really?
No,
Yes.
she pissed on
Yeah.
the foam, not
That
in
is
the
on
foam.
it.
like the guy
On it.
said, I'm in a house party. The guy's like, "Oh, I listened to your show," and first of all, I'm stunned. I'm like, 6 people listen to my show, and one of them's here. Okay, and then he goes on to say, "I can't believe you peed in the foam party," and I was like, "I didn't."
She
and
did.
He was like, "I heard you say it. I've got it on this episode."
I'm totally going to Paula Dean Gena right here. If she peed,
I did not pee.
oh yeah.
There's no peeing.
She pees, she farts, she does all the bodily
I
excrements.
do fart. I do belch. These things happen.
Yeah, the first time you farted on the podcast, I was like, really?
We crossed the line of comfort. There is a certain
Yeah.
line of friendship that should never
Oh,
be
well,
crossed.
then never let me spend the night in Spoon, because those first morning farts are just vicious.
Oh
Wow.
my God.
What a vile woman.
There's a word for that. It's called flurge.
Flirt.
The flaccid urge.
Give me my robe back.
I have defiled the robe at this point. I apologize. But what I was going to say is that my biggest concern is whether or
Into
not
that microphone there.
whether or
You
not to,
broadcaster, you.
whether or not to rock the Wonder Woman bathing suit or just go full birthday suit at the club,
What club is
the
this?
country club down in New Orleans, where they have a hot tub and a bar and a pool in the same unit. And
Is
so
it like
nudity is totally open. You're allowed to go straight butt naked, or you can wear bathing suits. And so I'm torn between rocking the Wonder Woman and just streaking through my, like, hedonistic...
Which will make a better show topic?
I don't know.
I think you know.
First, you have to decide on the purpose of the trip to New Orleans. And then once you have that,
up
you'll
a
have your
truck.
answer.
Sugar daddy. Secondly, will you take photos?
What purpose have I with a sugar daddy and camera phones are not allowed inside the club?
I have a feeling she's looking for a Calvin Candy type.
Hide it.
Hide it. I'm sticking in my ear. A Calvin Candy. Huh?
Have you ever seen Django Unchained?
I have not.
Leonardo DiCaprio is Calvin Candy.
I can assure you I'm looking for nothing even fucking remotely similar to Leonardo DiCaprio.
Says
in
the woman
any
who stays at
incarnation.
home out of responsibility to raise 2 kids. And
Oh, yeah. But I do. I enjoy that. It's not just responsibility.
I know. I'm just saying, gender roles, 1950s.
I'm just... Okay.
It's a nice flower pattern you have on your shirt there.
It is.
Please tell me about the PTO
I
meeting you
made
just
the
attended,
shirt.
Gina.
Fuck you both.
What is that? Flower?
It's calico, you fucking twat.
Wow, it's got very British very
Wow.
quickly.
So tell me something. Which of you would bitch about having to stay home and raise your children?
Oh, I'd totally do it.
You
They'd
would?
I wouldn't raise them, but I'd stay home.
Oh,
I couldn't do it. I don't have the
I'd be like,
patience.
here, sit in that box.
That's what I did at the office. I took the baby to the office and was like, "Here, send this box." He was like, "All right."
Let's play hide and seek. I'll be back in 8 hours.
It wasn't like that, but the box did keep him contained.
I've been trying to convince my wife and my work that they should pay me so I can stay home and babysit my cats.
Yes.
Mittens is really rambunctious. You don't understand.
But if you get that racket, is it a gender role situation, or do you just celebrate the
I
fact
would
that...
I would in a second be a stay-at-home dad.
Yeah, it's a
No
luxury
way.
that I appreciate, I guess.
No way. You have your hand in way too many projects to be one of those
But
people
how many
that
of them could
just
he handle from here? I mean, I've got
Oh
my
yeah.
hand in
Oh
a
no.
lot of
If
projects.
he was a stay-at-home dad, he'd be doing the exact same thing that is if he went into the office every day.
Exactly.
Yeah, pretty
You
much.
know that.
Yeah, I know.
Exactly.
But I could do it from home and the office. It wouldn't make a difference. You know?
See, I could
Yeah.
do it from home and the office. It wouldn't make a difference. But no matter what the fuck I do, I'm not making a paycheck.
Right.
So I might as well save the gas money and do it from home.
There's an open corner downtown that I've been meaning to take
Oh,
you to.
yeah.
Wow.
You know, I've got the skill set required, but I just don't have the initiative or the drive to get out there and do
That-
it.
That's
And
a
the-
you problem.
Yeah, that's
See, in America, the immigrants,
entirely
they
a me
had that
problem.
drive. You just have let everyone down. You're a problem of
That's
societal
what
decay.
it is. It's that I've gotten soft and
You have.
flaccid on
You
the
have.
job.
That's a job hazard if it's soft and flaccid.
I mean, maybe on your side, it's kind of a bonus if you're not looking to participate on this side. Oh, where did this show go?
What just
Where's
happened
the time
here?
gone?
What just happened?
We are an amazing story time with Gena. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you are safely at your destinations. I hope you weren't listening to this on your way to work and getting lost. That was amazing. I just lost all initiative and drive. I love you, listeners. Thank you for coming in and joining us. We'll be back again in 2 weeks, not next week. Think of me fondly next week. Go out and do good things and do wonderful things and
Dance in the pee.
dance in the pee. Yes. And until next we speak, dance in all of the pee and
Water
Do-
sports with Gena.
do you like you ain't never done you before.
No, like the dance like what's the song that played at every wedding? Dance like you.
You can dance if you want to.
No,
You
it's
believe your word.
and he danced.
I have no
I don't
fucking
go to
idea.
enough Christian weddings,
Or
apparently.
redneck weddings. No, are you talking about dance like nobody's watching?
Yeah, it's not, I think that's what it is.
Are you talking about...
I hope you.
I hope you dance.
I hope you dance.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hope you stand outside the water.
Yeah. Like Gena's peeing on your feet. That's the chorus.
As I piss, I hope you dance. I like that somehow.
Yes. Somebody call Faith Hill.
I need that prosthetic thing, the pee-pee cup that allows like soccer player women. To
Oh,
stand
yeah.
and urinate.
Randy Moss used it to pass his piss test for the Vikings, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, the what is that?
The urinator?
I
think
want to
that's
like
it.
stand on a balcony somewhere and just freak somebody out. Like lift a dress.
Go to a male urinal and just, how you doing?
I've done that. That's amusing to me because I backed my ass up into the urinal to pee.
Oh, my God.
It's so funny. I laugh.
If you won't, I mean, only a female would get her body anywhere near a urinal.
Yeah.
As men, we know what happens there.
Yeah.
It's horrific.
Still amuses me. Sorry.
Gena's one of the all-time urinal talkers. Gee, if you ever get a
I've
resume...
seen bigger garden snakes
Yeah.
in my backyard.
If you ever get a resume and it says fantastic urinal talker, congratulations, Gena Martinez has applied for your job.
That's right. Fantastic. I'm adding that to my LinkedIn.
Yep. Yeah, I'll endorse it.
Yes. Are we
That and
friends
water
there?
sports.
All right.
All right. Well,
I love you, listeners. Thank you for joining. We hope you had a good time. Thanks for check out We Are Libertarians for all of your
Political
libertarian
news.
needs. Apparently, we did some big shit and hung out with like major big deal guys like the Paul Boys or one of the Paul Boys.
The Ronimal.
The Ronimal.
The Ronimal.
The Paul Bearer.
Yep, the Paul Bear.
The Paul Bearer of bad news. What else? Did you guys had fights I didn't hear about? They thought I left them. I came back. They rejoiced.
She's
We
the
did.
Lindsay Lohan of the network.
Lindsay Lohan totally has backed into some urinals in her day.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Wow.
yeah.
Did you
Next
guys
thing you
just
know,
go there?
Gena's going to be playing Elizabeth Taylor in a Lifetime movie.
I would totally rock Elizabeth Taylor in
She really
any
would.
movie. Yeah. My grandfather compared me to Liz Taylor when I was younger.
I'm not sure that's a
with it.
compliment.
Yeah.
Or a
Well,
negative.
I had an interest. Like
Destined for 5 husbands.
we we were doing the Mikado.
What's after trilogy?
Quadrology,
Yeah,
duh.
quadrology.
So we were doing a production of the Mikado, and I had this black wig on that was all like shaped and shit. And my grandpa was like, "You look just as pretty as Liz Taylor in that Cleopatra movie." I'll never forget that. And then I had to go find out who she was because
Yeah,
I was
Wow.
because I was in 7th grade.
All right, well, stay away from the asps.
Yeah, thanks, Lindsay.
The Asps. Okay, no Lindsay Lohan, no 5 marriages. I'm barely winding up the one that I had the fucking balls to jump into. Love you. Come back and join us in a few weeks. And
One more thing.
Oh God.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, please, one more thing, me.
No, I'm just kidding.
All right, what else should people check out or listen to?
No, I was just kidding. Say goodnight, Gina.
Good night, Jenna.